Welcome back to LawHelp Australia. This is our social justice episode. Our panelists are Julian Burnside QC and Brendan Reilly, a former barrister and now a solicitor at Parke Lawyers. Now the question is 18C. Should the Section 18C of the Racial Discrimination Act be changed or scrapped? Now, we're also on Facebook, and there are people putting comments on our Facebook page. And actually, one of the comments here is by a federal MP, Julian Hill. Hi, Julian Hill, MP, federal member for Bruce here. Labor considers any changes to Section 18C will weaken the protections against racist hate speech and contained in Australia's Racial Discrimination Act. And he gives a comment given back by the Shadow Attorney General Mark Dreyfus as well. He was instrumental in opposing the changes when they were first proposed by the Abbott government in 2013. Now, let me put this question to the panel as well, who are either Julian or Brendan. Should we scrap or change Section 18C?
I see no reason. It seems to me that the criticism that's been coming from the conservative forces in politics has been focusing on some purported free speech concern, but I think that it focuses too much on the first limb of Section 18C and ignores the express requirement in the second limb, which is that it only matters, in effect, if you're going to offend, insult, humiliate or intimidate another person, if you're doing so because of the race, colour or national or ethnic origin of the other person or other people in their group. So most of the criticism that I've heard, and I've followed this debate only in the media, has been directed towards the notion that it ought to be okay in a civilised democracy to insult people and offend them. I agree with that as far as it goes, provided it's necessary to do so for rational, intelligent communication and debate. I haven't seen much of that. We all know the underlying reason that Section 18C is being reconsidered. We don't need to revisit the political background to the present argument, but it's very plain to me that it's about quashing dissent, not about freedom of speech.
The debate arises in a context where Islamophobia has become the new anti-Semitism, and any relaxation of 18C will be a dog whistle signal to a number of people that they can express anti-Islamic views or racist views whenever they want. And that, frankly, would be a very damaging and corrosive influence in our community, in my opinion. Now, think about it. Just imagine, instead of, if you look at all the press, the press comments already about Muslims, just substitute Jews and see how those comments come across. You know, it's really very, very poisonous stuff.
Now, the Channel 31, or community television as we know, may end by the 31st December 2016. This is as a result of an announcement made by the then Minister for the relevant subject matter, the current Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull. Now, LawHelp Australia has started a petition on this as well. And for our Facebook viewers, you'll see the link on our Facebook page. And for our viewers on Channel 31 and Digital 44, the link will appear or is on our website as well.
And Malcolm Turnbull has commented that the TV's best outcome would be to move the entirety of that service to the online platform. However, we are thoroughly disappointed with this move.
And we would like to get some feedback on this issue. Now, community radio is under threat, and now it's community television. The gist of it is we are still not ready to go completely online. And what are your views, Julian? Should commercial aspects take precedent over this community issue, or should we go online?
It depends on how the NBN plays out, I suppose.
That's a good question.
Maybe you could watch Channel 31 through a 56k dial-up modem.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's a mistake, but unfortunately it is part of a general push against public broadcasting generally. I mean, let's not just think about Channel 31, but SBS and ABC are both under attack.
Yes.
So maybe you should take some pride in the fact that you've so annoyed the government that they think you have to be shut down. And if you want to stay on here, you've got to say very nice things about Malcolm Turnbull and Peter Dutton and
Unfortunately,
George
this
Brandis.
might not work in our favour in this
context.
instance. Brendan.
There's a serious issue, though, I think, with the fragmentation of information because we're in the internet age. It's fair to say that I don't watch a lot of television. I don't have the time. But when I do, I tend to channel surf. And from time to time, I've picked up programs like yours and I've watched them on Channel 31. And I've found the diversity interesting. So I tend to the view that direct community communication through programs like yours and through channels like the one that your program appear on can be of a net community benefit, and the loss of them is something to be fearful about.
Can I add one thing to that? I know you're running out of time, but
That's all right, Julian.
it's this. If Malcolm Turnbull is sincere in what he says, then tell him that in future anything that he or members of his government say will only be broadcast on the internet and not on live-to-air television. See whether you think that's a good idea.
Point.
That's a good point. In fact, that's one of the comments that a person who has signed up for the petition has commented on, that if it is a viable option, if it is the future, why aren't the commercial institutions moving into this space?
The short answer is that the NBN doesn't deliver the bandwidth you need.
Yes. Well, that's all the time we've got for you today. I would like to thank our panelists, Julian Burnside QC, and former barrister and a current solicitor, Brendan Reilly, for your valuable time and the information that you have provided, and for your views as well. For past episodes, you can visit our webpage, which is www.lawhelpaustralia.org, or just do a search on YouTube or Facebook. Just type in lawhelpaustralia.org. Until we see you next time, be safe and bye for now.